Hello.
Hello. Yeah, Luana, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm good, thank you. And you?
Yeah, that's totally fine. It's a bit early today, huh? 2 o'clock, 2 p.m., isn't it?
Yes. What time is it in Malaysia?
8 p.m.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just early for me, I guess.
Yeah. So is it hot now?
Uh, Not as it's starting to get cooler these days, but
Uh-huh.
it's still hot.
Okay. And are you able to go out at that time or it's a bit sunny?
We are able to go out. Yes, it's sunny, but we're able to go out. During
So,
this time of the year, it's sunny, but it's bearable. But during December, January, it's too hot. It gets very hot.
wow. Okay. And so what the time that shop close in your place?
I guess it depends. In the middle of the week, I would say maybe 8 p.m., depending on the shop.
Hmm. And what time the sun goes down?
During summer, it's 7 p.m., but during winter, like 5 p.m.
Wow, it's so much different. Okay, so here, I mean, it doesn't matter summer or winter. It's almost close, so it's either 7:30 or even 7:10 or 7:05. So that is the only difference. It's only like 20 minutes different between summer and winter. If we assume that there is a winter. And I would say, so the shops here close most of the time between 9:30 and 10 p.m. That is the standard. And
Mhm.
the food, the restaurants, for example, I think they can stay up to 1 or 2 p.m. And some of them is operating 24 by 7. So some of the Indian restaurants here, which is popular among the population here, um, they open 24 by 7. So yeah.
Here, I guess I can say the restaurants do close at like midnight, some of them.
Hmm.
Midnight. Maybe in the middle of the week, they might close at 11 p.m. and during the weekend at midnight. But
Uh-huh.
for example, grocery stores, most of them close at like 8 p.m.
Wow.
and
Okay.
clothing stores at like 7 p.m. around that time.
Is it safe to go out at night?
It depends on what area you're in, I would say.
Okay.
But where I live, it is
Okay.
in some
So
areas.
so here it is like this. So I would say that y- I mean the most dangerous place is the capital, definitely. So around the capital, it's okay, but definitely if you are, it's okay to walk, although there is not much people walking. So people here do not prefer to go out walking, especially when it is dark. People go out by cars most of the time, so they don't really walk unless it is a park and they just go for like sport walk. And I would say if you're taking money from the ATM at night, there is reported incidents. I never see that with my eyes, or it never happened to me, but I hear that. So I mean, people need to be a bit careful
Here.
when they are picking money from the ATM.
And
Um,
do you live in Kuala Lumpur?
no, no, I live in the north, so that is the north is closer to Thailand. So
Yes.
I'm not near Thailand border, but it's like maybe 2.5 hours or 3 hours from me.
Okay.
So I am near a popular destination which is called Penang. This Penang is an island, a popular island. A lot of tourists also come here and even stay in Penang. So Malaysia is popular actually among people who come from Europe
Yes.
to retire here. So they retire because the cost of living here is still cheaper compared to Europe. So if they get the retirement monthly allowance or money, then they are able to live comfortably here. So if they get maybe 1 or 2 thousand euro or even USD, then they are able to live comfortably here. I think 1,000 is enough for one person to survive properly here in Malaysia. Definitely, tourists have to spend much more money than the locals because there is some rules that you have to obey and maybe pay some extra money to get the approval to stay and yeah to get some visa and so on, but it wouldn't differ too much. Okay, so okay, now let's go back. uh, was it
Um,
difficult?
no, it wasn't difficult. I'll share my screen. I could understand.
So the two codes is supposed to be slightly opposite to each other.
Yes, I noticed that. Okay, so should I explain what I understood from it?
Yes, summarize, but don't point to the code because I didn't see your screen yet. It will take a little bit, maybe 10, 20 seconds more. So just tell me, yep, yeah, don't stop sharing. Yeah,
Right.
okay, now tell me.
Okay, so I think you can see my screen now.
No, not yet, but
Okay.
I can listen. Yeah, let me try
Okay.
to open here. Yeah. So yeah, so the first one was task 4, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay, what do you understand from task 4?
Okay, so from task 4, it takes an array, a 1D array with student names, and
Mm-hmm,
a 2D array with the marks,
mm-hmm.
and it will make a for loop to output the student name, and it will say students, and then what the index is, marks, and then it will make another for loop to output the marks. So for example, it will
Okay,
output Alice, then it will go to the marks array, and it will output the entire row and move on to the next student.
okay, let me ask. The outer for loop is for what?
Is to output the students' names and write
Okay,
Alice's marks.
okay. That's not bad, but I would like so every 2D array, we need to most of the time, majority of the time, we need two for loops. The outer is producing the I. So it is, I mean, if I can remove the I and I can even put row, and I can remove the J and I can put the column. That is possible because as you see here, marks, but he didn't do that because he didn't want to confuse you here because students does not have row. I mean, the student is just 1D array. So that's why he didn't use it. But at the end, he used the I and the J to access the marks. And the I here is supplying the row. Why? How I know that? Because I see here the I and J in the mark. So that can, by looking at this, I can understand that this for loop is the outer one is responsible for what? Can you tell me?
The outer one is responsible for making a variable
But
that
wait, you did some disruption here. You write here length and marks 0. And in the code, we do not put that. That's slightly strange. In the code, I write only len marks, and len marks will get you the number of rows. So that also can tell you that the first loop is responsible for moving from one row to another. So the I will be based on the number of rows. So 0, 1, 2. Okay. The inner loop, which is I, it supply me with, sorry, I apologize. It's a J. It supply me with uh, numbers that is starting from 0, 1, 2. So this is for the columns. So based on the number of the columns, I am able to get J. So if I have maybe 4 columns, so I will find that the J start with 0 and then become 1, and then become 2, and then becomes 3. So again, by looking into this specific variable that target or try to access the 2D array, I'm able to know. Because sometimes, like when he write I, you never know, is that targeting, is that loop trying to access the row or the column? So it is not always that the outer for loop will try to access the row. Sometimes you need to access the column. And that will appear to you very clear if you go to task 5. So if you go, yes, you can go to task 5. So, okay, now look at these 2 for loops. You have 2 for loops also, but one here is column, and the second one is a row. It means that not always that the outer loop will be targeting the row. No. So how I understand that? I understand from here. So the column variable comes on the second. So always, when we have a 2D array, the standard template is that this first square bracket, we put the row inside. The second square bracket, we put the column inside. So you can know from those two, these variables is what? Okay, so I see the column come on the second. It means that it is really targeting the column. So he used here the outer loop for columns, which means that he is inserting the data column by column. Typically, not inserting, just printing the data column by column. I think here is just only printing. So he will come to column 0, and then once this is column 0, we have to execute this. And this is responsible for the rows. So he will start with row 0, and then maybe row 1, and maybe then row 2. So he will print these 3 values. And then he move. Then once we finish this loop, we go to the outer loop, which is incrementing the column. It will become 1. And then we loop through the rows. So the row 0, row 1, row 2, and then we print the content. Is that clear? That is very important to understand. So if you see here, he say 85, 78, 92. Do you see that in the first in the first column?
Yes, I do see it.
Okay, so 88, 90, and 76 from the second. And same he do here. So he's able, we are able to target rows, or we are able even to target columns. It depends on what we want. So if you want to target a column by column, then your outer loop need to be looping through the columns. And the length here, I think you can remember from last time when we talked, when you use a square bracket in getting the length, it means that you're getting the number of columns. So here, when I'm making a loop that loops through the columns, then I need to get the length like this. When I'm only getting the number of rows, I just use len marks, and this is the variable name for 2D array. So far, I mean, this is slightly confusing. If you master this, this will help us a lot, because many times these questions will actually make you confused in this kind of arrangement. So is that clear so far?
Yes, it is clear. I can understand why in this case we used the column 1 as the outer one, and in the other case we used the row 1 as the outer one.
Yes. Okay.
Because
good. Yeah, you can explain. Yes, I'm listening.
In task 4, we didn't have subjects, but in this one we do have subjects. And so that means that each student's marks are stored in a column, in each column, and not in the row. But in this case, it's just stored in rows.
Okay, that is a good thing. And let me top up your understanding by sharing something, please allow me.
Okay.
So I would say that look at this table. So task 4, produce for you, I mean, this is a target. Definitely you didn't see when you print it out. So as we see here, this is the student, and then the subject is like on every row. Okay, but then if we look at the answer or the expected output from task 5, we find that so this Alice mark or the student mark is for in every column. So the column 0 have all Alice marks, the math, science, and English. I think, and that appears what I mean, that explains why we actually created the for loop, so that it starts with the outer loop looping through the columns. So far clear?
Yes.
Okay, that is good. So I would recommend that you write this code, please. We talked about it yesterday. We are trying to open a file for the read mode. So make sure you duplicate the file so that you don't lose.
Yes, I already did. Okay, I already copied it.
Okay, what is, I mean, when you run, do you see an error?
Yes, because there's no file with the name text.
Okay, and did you create that file?
No, I didn't. Can I share my screen?
Yes, definitely. Mm-hmm. And where did you created your file here, name? So you come, if you come here, so make a new file, name.txt, press enter, write your name. Okay, that's good. You go back to the main. Okay, so we managed to make it work, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So I would say if we would like to write, I think, am I sharing? Let me confirm if I'm sharing. No, I don't think I'm sharing. So to be able to write a file, specifically if we have a 2D, 1D array that we would like to insert, so we would say that we would like to open the file in the same way that we did with the read mode, but we, instead of writing R in the mode of opening, we write W in between single quotes like that. And then we store that in a file handle, and then we use the file handle to actually call the method write. Okay, so when we write, we need to refer to something. So the file here refers to the opened file that is used for writing. Here we are using a loop. This is a for each loop. So for every text inside this 1D array, we insert the color. But why we are doing /n here?
So that we can write it the next one in a new line.
Okay, that's good. So I would say try please to write those.
Okay. In the same file as.
You can do it on the same file, yes.
Okay.
Any issue so far?
No, I already printed it. It prints. Okay, but
Why
should
do you
the.
need to print?
No, I didn't print, sorry. I ran it. I
Okay.
meant to say, should the /n be. Oh, I made a mistake, sorry. Never mind. My question.
If you put it like this, it will have no effect. It will be printed as it is. You have to put it, yeah,
In double quotations. I did that.
yes,
But it still prints the slash.
/n. You are
No,
sure? Yeah.
now it only prints blue.
Then please share it with me. Let me check. It only prints blue. Okay. But okay. Let me. So this code will run first, and this code do what? It reads the content of the file. To be able to check, can you please go here and open it? So you will see here blue, green, yellow, white, and that is the content of the 1D array. Each one of those is written on a separate line. which means that the right process that we have done is actually working correct. And why I'm getting only blue here? Because if you go to, I think it's better to close this. You don't need, yeah. Okay, now open the main. So from the main, you would see that before we run into the right process, we only read. And how many times we read? We only read one line. So this is only able to read the first line from the file. If I want to do some changes and read all the contents, it means that I need to put that line in a loop. Okay?
So would it be under this loop, the for loop?
Definitely no. These two is actually two separate codes. This is for reading and this is for writing. So typically the correct way is to write first and then confirm the writing process by actually reading. So, I mean, of course, from the slides, we learned about the reading first, and then we learned about the writing. But if you would like to actually do it in the correct way, I would say take this code and put it under. Because every time you write, you need to confirm that you already write in a proper manner. So you come here. Yep.
And there would be a for loop here, right?
Definitely, I would not say that. Okay, you can you try for loop?
Okay. So what would be the range
Yeah,
of
that's a
this?
good question. So typically, we never know what is inside. I mean, before we personally count, we never know what is inside, right? So we never know the range. How we know that? I mean, this is a trick that we would like actually to handle in the coming slides. So at the moment, this might work because the colors, the color 1D array is still in the main. All this is called main. So it means that you're still able to access colors, the 1D array. In certain codes, in certain other codes, you might not have access to the colors. So you might not know what the people already write in the file. And you are going to read blindly. So how are you going to do that? So this is, and there is many ways, but one of the ways is to actually say that I will read. So you do the reading first, and then the reading is storing. So you read the first line, you're going to check the length while len name is bigger than 0, then you do something. So or you read more. So you continue reading until the length of the thing that you're going to read become actually not bigger than 0 anymore.
That's
So
the name.
you face an error. Why? Because you are checking the length of the name, and the name is not defined before the while loop. So it means that we need to copy this line also. We put it, you come here, press enter, and you put a copy from, yep, you could put a copy from that. Yes, exactly. Now try to run, please, and see what is going to be printed out. So we are missing something.
Um,
Any idea why?
Oh, oh, is it because I already start counting from zero and the blue is in index zero?
Go here. I would like you to go here. Is it, we have a blue here? If we have a blue, we must read it. We must
Yeah.
also print it out. So come here. One way is to, so there is a disruption. I mean, if you run, you will never print the blue. And there is a reason from the code. I can tell you the reason very easy, but you will never remember it. I would like you to think about these 3 lines of code, about the sequence of execution. You read the first. So if I were you and you
Well,
find a code you don't understand, go and print the name.
should it print? Is it because, okay, can I try to explain? So it
Yes,
takes the
yes.
file, so it takes the name. So blue's the first one,
Excellent. Yes.
and it reads blue. But since this line is not within the while loop, it doesn't print the blue. So maybe we
You
should.
you you touch it, the correct thing. Okay. Yep. Okay. You try to run. Then you will write the blue. Excellent. But I would say there is another way. So, I mean, uh, I wouldn't say that what you're saying is wrong. It's actually correct. But what about if we change this print, put it up, and put the name down? Because I already read a name, but I never printed it. And the only way to print it is to put the print after the loop. And then you remove it or comment it. So you still end up with the same effect. So, of course, exchanging lines or putting a line here, it's based on understanding. I think you are smart enough to detect that, right?
Yes.
Okay, why we are actually using file close?
Why?
Mm.
So that we can, I guess it shows that we're done using that file. Well,
So no, not only this. So inside the operating system, we have limited amount of file handles that we are able to use. If we open many files and we never close them, the file handles that is available for the operating system will actually we get run of them. So if we get run of the available handles, you try to open a file again, you're not able to do that unless you restart the operating system again. So to free the operating system handles, you need to restart, or you correctly close the file after you do the operation that you are planning for. You have write, you want to write, you already finished writing, just close it. So when you close, you free that handle. I mean, there is hidden handle. I mean, you don't see that. This is just a variable, but this variable using some kind of operating system um, part is called file handle, and it is assigned without our eyes seeing it. So if you don't close, you don't freeze the handle, and there is limited handles. So we are not able to open maybe, I mean, in previous Windows, I can remember we have between 8 to 12 handles. I'm not sure about Windows 7 and Windows 10 now. They still have this amount of handles, or they have more. So if I keep opening and I never mention close, I do that, I keep running and testing for maybe 8 to 12 times, it is possible that I'm not able to open files anymore because the handles will keep running out. So as we said, we have a list. And if this list, you already use all of them, to free them again to the operating system, you need to restart the operating system. That is what we experienced before. Okay, so this is why you need to close. So, okay, I think that is okay. Let us go back. Let me share. I think this code we already do it. And then I would say, what if we would like to copy a text from one file to another? The source text is called source.txt, and we should take a content of file, and the file is called source. And we should copy the content, and the file here is called copy.txt. Here is source.txt. So we should write a code that read from here and write to that file.
Okay, should I try doing it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Is it difficult?
Not so far. Solution. And what should I write in the file source text? Ah, okay.
You can use those here.
Red, blue. Okay, I've tried to do it, but I ran into a mistake. So can I
You
share?
can share, yes, please.
It only outputs the first color,
Mm,
and even in the copy text, it only takes the first color.
okay, no, you go here again. So you are reading first. Okay, wait. So where is the code that you are using for copy? Oh, so this is the one. So you
Yes.
read the source. Okay, you open the source for reading and you read one line and then you close. And then you come here and then words in name, but name is only one line.
Okay.
So, okay, and it keep repeating and then you open again for reading. Hmm. Uh, okay, so let me put it this way. I think what we need to do is that we need to have two file handles. It means that since we are copying, I mean, you need to read one line from the source and write the same line to the copy. How can you do that at the same time? So I would say we cannot separate the reading, the reading and the writing code. We have to put them together. So you need to create two file handles, file and or maybe file source with S, and then file copy with the C. And then you open one. So you are able to open one for reading and the other one for the copying, for writing. So you put them on top of each other. That's totally fine. And you have to remove this close. You only put it down because, yeah, that's correct. Wait, we did not finish yet. So what we need to do is that definitely there is more than one line in the source. So if you have more than one lines, we need to use that technique.
We use the while loop like we did.
Definitely. So every time you find that you manage to read a line, then you start to write it. Instead of printing it out, you just need to write it. So, okay, can you tell me? Yeah, if you're done, you let me know. Okay, so it is true that you managed to print out everything here, but you did not copy it. Why? Because you only print what you are reading. You did not write it. You need to, so you open that for writing, and you should use this writing instead of just printing it out.
So should I put it here?
Yes, you can put it here. Okay, that's look good, but there is a problem. Yeah, yeah, that's excellent. Yeah, just, yeah, you will notice that he does not recognize your file handle. Why? Because so just be aware that, yeah, can you write? Yeah, that is good. So can you read this, please? He said that file S is not writable because this file handle is opened for reading mode, not for writing. So the one writing is file C. But then you will face an issue. So he said this is not defined. File C is not defined. It is true because you're supposed to copy that to be above, to be under this line. Press enter. Always keep spaces between your code. Yeah, that's good. And then come here, press enter. Yeah. It seems that we're getting something. Can you check the copy first to know if the code is really working? Okay, so you managed to get something, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now have a look at the code and tell me what you understand.
Yeah, try to. So is this part down here necessary or
No, this is
okay?
only to confirm that the copy have been actually written correctly. So yeah, it's totally fine that you can confirm that, but you can just do it also by just going to the copy to text and opening it.
Okay.
So even this code is actually not necessary. Now look at the code. Do you understand what this code is doing now?
I do understand, yes.
And there is two missing lines. Do you know what is the missing lines? You need to close this and
Yes.
this.
Okay.
And that is, yeah, that's excellent.
Is it parenthesis or is it a, oh, okay. Close.
Just dot. Don't use a semicolon. It's just a dot. Okay, confirm it. Yeah, it's okay because you're not printing anything. So definitely you will see nothing. So even if you come to the copy, remove its content, go to the copy, remove everything. Control A, delete. Yep. Now run, then go to the copy, nothing. So it means that something is wrong. Can you check the source? Okay, so we still have something. Go again here. Okay, let me confirm that you are actually copying and okay, that should work. Yeah, try to run again. Okay, so it's there. So far clear?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so there is one way that I would share with you. Just allow me to share. So this is another way. I want you to try this way. So you already have a while loop that is working. The while loop, you check the length of the name. It is bigger than 0, then you execute some code under it, which is the writing code. Are you able to try this one? So, but you need to change the line here. No, not the line, actually the source. You are, in your case, you're using file, I think, if I'm not mistaken, S. And when you are writing to the destination, so the source here is the file handle that you, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, just now you call it file S. And the destination, you call it file C. So I would say use file C instead of destination and use file S instead of source and try to run this code instead of the while. So what you're going to do not delete your code, just write comment to the name before the while loop and do also hashtags on the while loop and replace the while loop with this and see if it works.
Can I share my screen?
Okay, so I would say this use line here. Yep, this, yeah, remove it, put line. Okay, and come here, remove this spot, use line. Yep. Okay, wait. So you are reading from here, and this you should put here C, because we are writing to the copy. Yep, and we come here.
Where? Sorry.
Here, come here. Okay, it's empty. That's good. Let us try to fix this error. For a line, I would say S here, please. Put S here.
Where? Here?
Here. Okay. Let me see if he accepts that. He said
Oh,
that file is
listen. Okay, now it has.
so okay. This is another way. If it doesn't confuse you, then you can use this way. Okay.
Okay, doesn't. Um,
Yep. Tell me.
okay. Oh, so you're going to share another way. I wanted to ask if you can end our class here,
Yes.
because
Yes. You have something else.
yes, I have something else. Sorry.
No problem. It's okay. It's actually almost the time there. Okay. So see
Okay.
you next class. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.